Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. If you are a coach, consultant, agency owner, expert, course creator, you've got a service-based business that you run, you have a therapy business, you're a lawyer, who cares? Whichever it is, I'm going to show you in this short video how to turn paid advertising online into consistent profits for your company. And this is based off of experience. We've spent a lot of money on clients' behalf, so we've also spent a lot of money on our own businesses. You know, one of our team members generated over $15 million in contracts for a construction company, spending, a couple $100,000 on Facebook advertising. Myself personally, I'm spending about $1,000 a day on YouTube ads. I just want to show you, what I'm doing to take paid advertising traffic and turn it into consistent profits. And there's really two angles to this video. The first one is the mindset of running paid advertising. The second one is the actual strategy. So I actually want to start with the mindset, because what I've found is we will show a client exactly what they have to do inside of high-level systems, inside of our programs, working with us. We'll show them this is the exact strategy. Do this, follow it through. And then they get started, and then they're weekend, and then they turn it off, even if it's working. So I just want to help you understand the mindset regarding paid advertising, and it kind of starts with how you view money, and it starts with how you view opportunity. So we're going to spend a little bit of time there. You're welcome to skip forward. It'll probably be a couple minutes in where I actually get to the actual strategy. For those of you who are more techie, that's fine. But I guarantee you that if you watch the mindset a bit before, it's actually going to help you get better results with your paid advertising in the long term. So let's get right into it. I've got my whiteboard pulled up here. We're just going to talk about how to consistently turn money in ads, maybe a buck or two in ads, back out as $2 to $3. So you're profiting, $1 to $2 off the back end of your advertising. Okay. So it's honestly an extremely simple science. When we get to the technical, we're going to start now with, kind of the mindset end of it. So a couple mindset tips and a couple mental shifts you're going to have to make in order for, advertising to work for your business. The first one is don't see money as loss. Don't feel loss, okay? Because when you really think about it as a business owner, even if you are losing money on advertising, the reality is it's all research and development. So until your money is actually printing back money for you, all the money you're spending is just free R&D. Well, free R&D. You're getting tons of data, tons of leads, tons of interactions with your ads, and you're actually starting to see what the market does respond to, what they don't respond to, what issues are in your funnel, everything like that. So you actually start to experience a bit of feedback from your advertising in a way that no other form of traffic can give you. Organic traffic cannot give you the sort of feedback that paid traffic can give you. It's just purely unbiased, really, is what it is. Because these people that you're advertising to, they don't have any experience with you. They don't know who you are. And because of that, it forces you to have a great mass market message. That's the beauty of advertising, is after you've spent, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, you start to know, okay, this is what's working in the market right now, and this is what's not. So you're getting R&D. So even if you are $50,000 deep and you haven't made a sale yet, that's still free R&D. If you have a $10,000 offer, all you have to do is over the next $20,000 and spend, sell, what would that be? Seven copies of your offer, right? So for me, I've gone significantly in the red in advertising campaigns, both for clients as well as for my own business, because I see it as free R&D, free research and development. Okay, that's really what it is. It doesn't matter how much I spend. I'm always looking at the data. Really, how I see it is as it's giving me tons of free information that I can then apply to my business. And information unacted on is as useless as no information, right? So my job as the advertiser is actually to take action on what Facebook, what YouTube is telling me regarding my ads, so that I know what to adjust. So, I'll record 10 or 15 ads, I'll launch a few of them, see how they perform, and then inevitably 2 or 3 do better than the rest. And because of that, I now know what angles work, what angles don't. And so I see it as free research and development at the end of the day. Okay, so that's the first mindset tip. The second mindset tip is just because you're not making money now doesn't mean you won't eventually. So I see this as the law of reciprocity. All right. So reciprocity is an important element in advertising. You want to have ads that honestly bring value to your clients. Have a training, or have a lead magnet, or have a book you're giving away, or something where you're building reciprocity. Just because you're not making money now doesn't mean you won't in the future. And a really solid example of this is back when I ran my first solid webinar for my current business. I spent about $15,000 on the test, just a small test. And I saw that it didn't make me anything back at the start. So I thought, okay, this probably isn't working. But then I noticed that this 15 grand, they were going to the landing page, they were opting in, watching the webinar or whatever, but then they wouldn't buy off the webinar, but they would follow on Instagram, they would follow on YouTube, they would follow on my organic platforms, which then eventually turned into profits, because it's basically like paying to grow my audience that I can then monetize later. So this is a tactical tip as well as a mindset tip. Really, it's kind of two-sided. You don't want to see money lost now as money lost forever, because if you can just cultivate your relationship with your audience, whether you have an email list or a YouTube channel or a podcast or something like that, you can inevitably turn that new traffic back into sales for your business. So there's really no reason not to be spending a good amount of money every single day, which is why even though we are literally losing money on our advertising right now because we need to do a lot of tweaks on the funnel, it's been a minute since I've updated it, I'm still spending $1,000 a day because I know that it's getting us tons of attention. We're spending about $1,000 a day. We're losing at the end of the month about $5,000 to $8,000 a month on that advertising, but that's just a few sales of a lower end product, or one sale of a higher end, or even, it's even a quarter of a sale of some of our higher end stuff that we do in my company, right? So in my opinion, why would I turn it off? Because it's giving us so much traffic, okay? So the next mindset really thing here as well, another way you could see it, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, is just because you're not turning $1 into $2 doesn't mean you should turn it off. So a lot of people will turn off their ads if they're not profiting money off the front end, but in my opinion, keep them running because you can make money off the back end. Okay, so that's the next thing. The real value of running advertising is the money you'll make on the back end of having grown your audience. So let's say you're running ads to a webinar to sell a $2,000, maybe $3,000 ticket item, or maybe you have a schedule call option where you're selling a $5,000 to $15,000 ticket. Really, if you're even just breaking even on that, you have now tons of emails, tons of traffic, tons of attention that you can monetize later with maybe a call to action on one of your organic platforms, or maybe a joint venture with somebody else, or you can even, sell that list to somebody. You can monetize it yourself, however you want to. You can launch a new product, whatever that looks like, okay? So I want you to understand the value of just building your audience, because I genuinely believe that in the 21st century, having an audience online is like owning a piece of real estate. It really is like owning a piece of land in New York. You put a building on it, you put a hotel on it, something on it, it's gonna cash flow for you, just like building your audience online will cash flow for you in the long term as well. So that's the next mindset tip. And the final mindset tip is time is more important than money. And this is an important element to understand as a business owner. A lot of business owners, particularly like beginner business owners, whether they're like six figures and under, whatever it may be, a lot of people see their time as the most, the least important element of their life. They're willing to spend their time to grow their business, or spend their time doing outreach or cold calls, or, networking events or whatever to get clients. Whereas in reality, if you really want to elevate your status as a business owner, you have to guard your time. Guard your attention, guard your time, and spend money instead. So this is why I invest tons of money into coaches, programs, advertising, paying my team members well, because I'd rather spend money than spend time to grow my business, even if it means I have a slightly less, significant profit margin. I'd rather do that because my time is the same as your time. I've got about maybe 8 to 10 working hours in a day before it burns me out. Plus, I've got a girlfriend, I've got my family, I've got things I like to do. So I'd rather just spend money than time. So if right now you're spending your time doing outreach, maybe making content, putting out direct response marketing, sending emails, cold calls, you're in Facebook or LinkedIn groups, looking for clients there, which is something that we actually did to grow our company to, its first multiple six figures. Those methods work, but at the end of the day, so I'm getting a call. At the end of the day, if you can spend money instead, because money's abundant. You can always make more money. So many opportunities to make money. So why spend your time? Okay. So those are just 3 mindset shifts I need you to make before you turn on your ads. Now, let me talk about my favorite advertising formulas. Okay, so really there's a lot of different ways of advertising, but I want you to understand my favorite ways of advertising that have actually grown my company. Okay, currently we do anywhere from about $120,000 to $200,000 a month in my business. And we're growing at a pretty quick rate, and our profit margins are about 70 to 80%, kind of depending on the month, depending on if I went ahead and bought more consulting that month or did something else with the money. Who knows? If I didn't, really, if we talk purely necessary expenses, purely things that have to be on in order for the business to run, we do about 85% profit margin. Okay, so that being said, my favorite advertising formulas. What are they? What do they look like? So my first favorite advertising formula is what I call a video sales letter funnel. And this is basically like a miniature webinar funnel. And if you don't know what a webinar funnel or a video sales letter funnel is, it's basically a 30 to 40 minute presentation where you're adding just tons and tons and tons of value to your viewers. You're building tons of reciprocity with them extremely quickly so that whether they, follow your call to action at the end or not, they love you, they trust you, and they'll come back to work with you at some point. So your job is to kind of build a 40-minute max, presentation of some kind that explains maybe the other client results you've gotten, how you got them, adds tons of value, breaks false beliefs for your clients, and shows them just how much value you can bring into their lives. Let's say you're a lawyer. You can maybe explain some of the top cases that you've worked on, maybe not share their names if you can't, but just explain, how much money you saved them in a lawsuit or something like that, right? If you are a coach, you can talk about the most successful client you've had and just break down their success. You could talk about your 3 or 4 main pillars, your core secrets that allow you to get such great results for your clients, right? Just add tons of value and build trust. Value, trust, authority, and rapport are your best friends for this advertising method, okay? And this is one of the methods that we run in my own company. And to be honest, again, we break even. So we're not even making money off the back end of this. We're purely just using it to collect emails, names, phone numbers, grow our audience, and increase in our influence, okay? And this, I've got buddies running this that literally spend $200,000 a month on their own companies, and they're bringing back, $800,000 in new business. So it's extremely scalable. It just depends on, at the end of the day, how scalable your actual offer is, which is a whole other conversation. All right. So that's a video sales letter funnel. Another funnel that I really like is what I call a lead magnet funnel. And you guys have probably heard of this before. If not, welcome to the beautiful world of the internet, man. So lead magnet is basically having some sort of a either low ticket, meaning like $10 and under, or free offer of some kind for somebody, whether it's a free course or it's a free, let me write that right here, free course, or it's a free book, or it's maybe a Facebook group, or it's a training of some kind, whatever. Really, in a way, the video sales letter funnel is a lead magnet funnel because, we're positioning it as a free training or a free, course for them to watch, right? But the lead magnet funnel is a bit more powerful because you can put a lot more emphasis on the actual value they're getting. So let's say you could write a 50-page book on your entire thesis on, how to lose weight as a mother in her 40s, right? You could run a lead magnet funnel, spend $50 a day, maybe get, $5 cost per leads. And then in your book, you can mention the next step is to go book a call with you, where then you have a good sales pitch, you close them on a $3,000 to $5,000 offer. As well, you're collecting tons of emails, and you can run an email marketing campaign to these people saying, hey, come book a call with me and let's talk about, your weight loss journey, right? So then you're building a list of, thousands of people that you can then market to and, get them on calls and close them on stuff. Or, for example, you can mention your YouTube channel in your book, and you can say, hey, go follow us on YouTube or go watch our podcast, and you'll build that reciprocity with your market over time so that then eventually they'll be willing to work with you, okay? And then the last one, and this is a bit unorthodox, and I actually don't know many marketers doing this. I only know a few that have done it, and I personally do it as well. And this is just ads straight to your organic platforms. So this is, I like to run ads that just say, hey, look, I've got nothing for sale in this video. There's no training, there's no course, there's nothing. It's purely just, I want you to come check out our YouTube channel because we've got tons of valuable content. And we actually spent about $50,000 on this campaign for my business, and it's gone on to do really, really well for me. At the time, that was a good amount of money in the bank, and it was over about probably a 8-month period that I spent that money. So it wasn't much a day, but it ended up being a lot of money, and that did really well because it garnered me a bigger reputation. More people knew who we were, more people knew the results we were getting, and at the end of the day, we were spreading the message faster. So we've gotten a great message, we've got great case studies, so we might as well just amplify that and say, hey, just come check out the channel. And at the end of the day, we know that these YouTube videos build reciprocity with the market. People end up scheduling calls, working with us. Some of our best clients, actually our best case studies, come from the YouTube videos you're watching right now. We've got people that we've worked with, took them from $10,000 a month up to $100,000 a month in less than 30 days. They found us from YouTube, and they just booked a call, went all in with our program and our formula, got our coaching, and we scaled them extremely quickly. Another one of my clients went from $0 to $50,000 a month. He found me on YouTube a year ago. So if you could just run ads straight to your organic platforms, whether it's YouTube, a podcast, a Facebook group maybe, your Instagram, whatever it is, and just build that platform and then kind of see that platform as a place to build reciprocity, build authority, build rapport with your market so that they're then excited to speak with you about your services, that's an extremely powerful method as well. So hopefully this has been a valuable video for you. This is how to consistently spend money to make money in your business. And there's a lot of advertising formulas. There's video sales letter funnels, lead magnet campaigns, there's book launch funnels. There's literally thousands of ways you can turn those clicks into leads and into conversions. But these are a few of my favorites that I will, it's tools in my tool belt that I can use to grow my company really whenever I want. And to be honest with you, I'm so confident in these that I would literally take out a loan and spend money on these because I know that I'd be able to pay the loan back just for cash flow reasons. Let's say, we don't have $1 million in the bank account, but I know for a fact that if we had $1 million accessible, I would probably honestly spend it on our video sales letter funnel and just go hard with that, pay the loan back over, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and just amplify the growth of our business extremely quickly. So that's how much I believe in these. I'm not necessarily saying you should do the exact same thing, but from experience, having run these campaigns myself and having helped other clients set them up, seeing them succeed with them, it really is a powerful method to quickly amplify the growth of your business. Organic marketing is powerful. There's a lot you can do with it, but honestly, nothing will ever beat, in my eyes, a solid paid advertising campaign. And that's even considering the fact that, of the $1 million+ revenue that we've generated in our own business from organic marketing, I still think paid ads is the best way to scale quickly and to a mass market. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like down below. Comment any thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down there. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell for more uploads for continued updates on when I'm putting out content. If you're ready to take the leap and get the sorts of results that our clients have been able to get, schedule a consult call. It's either going to be one-to-one with myself or with our community success manager, who actually manages our entire client base, helps us identify key fits for our programs and material, and will help you make a decision as to whether it's a good fit for you or not. All right, so check that out down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.